Hello, everybody. My name is Rita Crompton. I am president and CEO of Archimedes Offspring. And like many of you, you're trying to use that time between Christmas and New Year's to either have fun with family or to do something that gets you ready for the new year. For us, we clean. That's the one time when we can get, closets clean and storage spaces clean. So we clean and we work. So when you're looking at now, what do you do to get teed up for 2020, January 1st? I have this funny philosophy that in January, the new year, some people think, oh, January, it's cold and it's rain. I'm thinking, oh my God, we can conquer the world in January. I think the same thing about Sunday and Monday. It's like, it's the beginning of the week, we can do anything. And you come around April, things are starting to tick away. It's like, all right, we can still get these things done by the end of the year. But for me, January is just such an exciting month because in January, we can conquer the world, right? But for everybody, inventors, we are talking to you and those inventors that say, oh, I have an idea. It's amazing how when you're sitting around, playing a game or you're doing some kind of household chore, you think, oh, if this gadget would just do it this way, it would be better. All right. So those are the inventors that we're trying to, giddy up and go, get some chutzpah behind you and tackle that idea. But for everyone, toddlers, you think about a baby learning to walk. Every toddler takes a first step. You have to walk before you can run. And for those inventors who kind of jump in with both feet and you're making decisions all over the place, that's a tough one because it's really easy to make a wrong decision because you didn't know what you were doing. And it's really easy to have overlapping, conflicting decisions. For example, all right, so many inventors get pushed into being startup mode because you take some class at, an SBDC or some college or whatever, and they said, do a business plan. No, 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 and N-O, capital letters, no, no, no. All right. For inventors, it's different, okay? If you're opening up a cleaners or a pizza parlor, some kind of service business that's going to be local and contained. Yes, a business plan teaches you the steps. It teaches you what you need to be doing. So I'm not saying no always to that traditional business plan. I'm saying for inventors, because you don't have business yet. All right. There's a lot of blanks that you have to fill in. So there's like a book. All right. Oh, and it's called the Inventor's Galaxy Guide of the steps that you take to determine where are you as an inventor. Are you startup mentality or are you licensing mentality? All right. So where do you go and find the Inventor's Galaxy Guide? It is not for sale. It is free. All you have to do is go to inventorlady.com and download it. It's easy. All right. First step, go get the Inventor's Galaxy Guide. It's about 30 pages, easy read. It's going to take you about 30 minutes. It's big print. All right. And a fill in the blank. Are you this kind of person or that kind of person? This budget is going to be for this first phase. Here's the pendulum swing. And frequently within about 30 minutes, you can say, all right, I am not a startup. That is not the way my mind is wired. For some people, it is. And let me give you some more examples. All right. For a gentleman who invents a new tool and he is already the owner of his own shop and he's been working with other businesses or selling to other businesses that are in that industry. All right. You've already got an outlet for the product. So possibly being a startup is in your wheelhouse. All right. Now you've made some decisions. You make business decisions based on your particular facts. All right. The Inventor's Galaxy Guide is going to walk you through what those are. All right. It's going to lay out all the phases, give you a pendulum swing of the cost of each phase. For a startup with a product, all right, not if you're just starting up a business on a street corner, all right, but for a startup with a product. All right, you are looking at between $250,000 and $500,000 of money out of your own pocket. All right, and when I mean out of your own pocket, I mean out of the equity in your house, your savings accounts, your credit cards, and anybody that we call them the 3 Fs: friends, families, and other fools that you can have put money into it. That's where you are with a startup. I use an example frequently that there's a couple of inventors in the East Coast that are putting in nearly $700,000 to be a startup for a product that should never have had a patent filed on it. That's my personal opinion, but too small a market for this huge outlay. You've got to balance things. But if you don't know, tough time for inventors is when you've gone out the door and you've spent $50,000 on something. And it's like, if I just spend a little bit more, if I just do a little bit more, it's going to make it better. I'm going to get there. Sometimes the answer is no, you're not going to get there. Don't be afraid of the word no. There's some engineers that they always laugh when somebody says, well, can I do that? And somebody in the room says, no, you can't. And they always look at me and start laughing and they say, that is the wrong answer. It's like, here's where you are. Here's where you want to be. How do you get there? All right. But there are some times when, we can work it and we can't get there. So it is possible to have the word no actually be a really good word for you. Oh, there's my girl in the background. So we're going to make her famous next month. So those are some things to keep in mind as you're making those steps. The Inventor's Galaxy Guide is going to help walk you through that. Again, it's free. All you have to do is download it and read it. All right. So then when you're starting to learn to walk before you can run. All right. Early steps. Build your own version of a prototype. The Inventor's Galaxy Guide is going to walk you through kind of the philosophy of the process. It's going to give you some background. When you get one of those 500-page books and you use it as bedtime material, probably not retaining a lot of it. And it takes forever. And if you were listening yesterday, time is not your friend. We've got to get you up and toddler through the step process and get you on the right track for running. But you need a plan. You need to know how to get there. If you're just running in circles, not in your best interest because you're wasting money and time, all right, to do that. So we want you to see the path you're on, know where you want to get to, and understand that even though you've got that goal in mind down the road a piece that you are trying to run to, and as you're building up speed, decisions are made at each step of the process. All right, no pun intended on that. But sometimes you make business decisions based on what you gathered on the last side. And if you get to the point where it's no, all right, it is before you have put tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars into something. So Archimedes Offspring now as your mentor and funding mechanism so that you're not taking the equity out of your house. You are leveraging, a little bit that you might have in your bank account or your savings account, $1,500. You're going to leverage that, which means you want more on the back end. And you go through these steps. Okay. So, and then you've got somebody telling you, it's like, this is the next step. All right. So you're not guessing. You can buy 5 books out there and have all 5 of them tell you something different. Well, what's right? Usually in your gut, it's like, that is horse pucky. Okay. Got to be careful. This is for kids now. All right. But you can fill in the blank, and probably a lot of the kids can fill in the blanks too. So when you get something and there's conflicting information all over the place, you always control your intellectual property. And yes, you file for intellectual property. But that is the one thing that gives you leverage. You always control it, not somebody else. Don't give your leverage away. Okay, does that make sense? So the other thing is you're part of the process. You cannot hand this off to one of those invention promotion companies and expect them to do all the work for you. When you are working with AOS, all right, you are part of the decision-making process. We can say, all right, here's a couple of service providers to do this next step for you. And you can say, you know what, let me talk to them. Let me see if I can find somebody else. We don't care. Now, we're going to want to vet them and approve them. But since we're paying the bills, we kind of have that right. It's the investor's money that's coming in to pay those bills. So we work with you on those. We want you to walk safely before you start to run down towards the finish line. And that is what Archimedes Offspring and I help you do. All right. My name is Rita Crompton. I am president and CEO of Archimedes Offspring. Join us. Sign up on the website, archimedesoffspring.com. We are easy to find. Sign up for the newsletter so you see what's going on. You understand the process. We're going to help you. And then you've got nothing to lose by letting us walk you through those phases. Read the Inventor's Galaxy Guide. It's straightforward. You will know in 30 minutes whether you're a startup or you want to be able to license it. Know before you start spending the family money. All right. I will talk to you on Monday before we celebrate the new year, and then we will start with a bang on January 2nd. Have a wonderful weekend.